Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News. Thinking that this was actually going to be a light day because I've already answered an email that asked me to go over a review or go over a video by Mr. Stuffs talking about Phil basically insulting a viewer who's lost a family member recently. We just finished recording that. But apparently Mr. Stuffs is at it again. And he has a video up talking about DSPGaming rolling over Leanna. What's his name? WarDogLeader, I believe his name is, and talking about something else. I'm not sure if any of that's particularly relevant to the particular situation. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, rolling over Leanna, WarDogLeader, and cheers. Should be an interesting video. It's going to be a little bit of a long one, but hopefully you guys don't mind it. And after what Phil pulled in that last video, it looks like he's about to shit it up yet again. So, we're here to report on it. Yet again, ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that for God's sake you know you cannot count on. A GTG network. Here we go.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Good evening. To all of you who are now joining the stream, welcome. Thank you for being here. Sorry about the screwed up day that we had today, which I'll discuss in just a moment here. I am feeling better. Did get excuse me. I did get some extra rest in today. Thank God.
Jesus Christ! Stop smacking your lips.
Things have just been kind of messed up personally for me. I still can't go into detail because it's been a friggin' month and I still don't have any kind of an update in regards to stuff going on behind the scenes here with me, folks. I wish I did. Because seriously, I would like to know what's going on and, you know, how bad stuff is. If it will be bad, I don't know. As you know, about a month ago, I announced that I'm going through a lot of stress right now because there's stuff going on behind the scenes I can't really discuss. I don't have enough information to even really share with all you guys yet. And it's stressing me the hell out. And in addition to that, you know, my sleep schedule is still all screwed up. And in addition to...
Let me cut in for just a second. So, if you guys have been on this channel for any number of time, or if you've talked to any of the people in the comment section, or just seen any of the old videos, we've reported on this. We got a lot of speculation. We have an open pot going on here at GTG Network on what the situation might be. He's possibly going to lose the house. Possibly some fraud may have something to do with it around that whole DSP Enterprises. I think he's bullshitting. I think it's nothing. I think it's a cash grab. I think it's just another way to get some money really quickly out of his fans. Being that he has another vacation coming up in the beginning of December, if I remember correctly. It could be anything. Kevin in the mailroom. Well, Kevin got promoted. I apologize. Kevin's not in the mailroom anymore. But Kevin thinks that it was the hairdresser. He's joking, obviously. We don't know if it's anything that has to do with the hairdresser at all. But he said that it might have been like sexual harassment on the hairdresser. It's a joke. He doesn't mean anything by it. Still funny, though. We don't really know what's going on behind the scenes, if anything. I don't think it's anything. I think he's bullshit. And if it is really something, it has something to do with the house, or it has something to do with that whole DSP Enterprises. And mainly because in the past he has said, I know one of you who are listening to this video currently know what I'm talking about, where he had mentioned going to the bank and getting a business loan. I think he got 2 of them, actually. I'm not sure if he got one in his name and one in Leanna's name or not. I don't remember. But I distinctly remember him talking about he said in this particular video that his credit was maxed out. He had already went and got a business loan from the bank. I think, like I said, I think he actually had 2. How do you get a business loan on a YouTube channel? I'll never know. But whatever. Something's come back to finally get him, if it really is anything. And it's about time. That's really what it all comes down to in the end. It's about time. But I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't hear anything by the end of the year, it was bullshit. Absolute and utter bullshit. So there you go. That's a small bit of background. There's still a lot of speculation on what that is. But, truth comes to light sooner than later. DSP News.
That my eating is all screwed up because of all the life changes that happened to me this year. It wasn't an easy thing transitioning from, being in a 5-year relationship and transitioning back to being single. In particular, the one major change that's really screwed everything up for me is that I don't have anyone cooking dinner for me anymore. So, I'm on a 4 or 5 hour stream. I get done with that stream, I have to rush downstairs to figure out what can I make for dinner to eat here that I can make and then clean up after myself immediately so I can get back to my second stream. And it's been pretty challenging. I'm not going to lie to everyone.
Pretty challenging.
Some of the things that I've tried work, but they end up really stressing me out. Like, for example...
Stop. Sorry, guys. The fellas... The fellas over here are laughing their asses off, and for good reason. Woosah. Okay, so with the departure of Panda Lee, Leanne, whatever the fuck I choose to call her at this moment, whatever Tyrone is giving her the long stroke and deciding to call her at this current moment, the maid is gone. Dishes aren't being washed. Meals aren't being prepared. Clothes aren't being washed. Blankets smell horrible. Cleaning isn't done. Poor me. Poor Phil. That God knows my maid is gone, because I dismissed her as a maid. That's the reason why I call her that. Because after the relationship ended, he dismissed her as you would dismiss an employee. There was nothing there. She held no value. You served your purpose. You're dismissed. Couldn't even give her the Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger treatment, at least pop a kid in her. You just sent her on her way. Fair enough. So now, you send her away. Oh, I'm going to go back to a bit of normality now. It'll be just like back in Connecticut. You remember that, right, guys? Back in Connecticut when I used to be solo? Yeah. So now I can focus more on my business. Okay. That's what you said a few months ago. Now, and I'm gonna bring it back so you all can catch that it's been rather challenging for me. Sleep schedule's been off, and more importantly, it's a shame that I work as hard as I do, and now I don't have the home cooked meal waiting for me as I should. And Lord knows I have to wash some dishes. Lord knows I have to get off my fat ass. And I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that I am breaking character, but I'm sorry that I couldn't get off my fat ass. I couldn't wake up early and maybe, I don't know, prepare some chicken, prepare some steak, some seafood, your shitty sauce, something in the morning. Have a plan. Figure out something. Lord knows that people who are single parents, who have kids, Phil, that's you, but smaller, and not as ignorant as you are, because a kid just doesn't know better. You do. That's what makes you ignorant. Who have kids and who have real things to do, like jobs or careers. I know that's scary to you, Phil. Stay with me. But they actually have real obligations in life, and they get it done every single day. Stressful or not, they get it done. They find a way. They plan out. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. If your father did not teach you that, shame on him. Shame on him. But Philip here is special. Philip cannot be bothered with that. The business holds weight over all that. And for God's sake, after a hard day of streaming, I need my meals prepared for me right away. ASAP. And it better be hot. And my candy bar that's defrosting my dessert better be cold. And sweating. Lord knows that I should have to go ahead and stream for, I don't know, 8 hours a day. And then Lord knows I have to cook my own meal in a hurry. I have to clean up those dishes because I'm not a slob. And then I have to go back to work. And then, God forbid, I have to wash and clean my own car. I have to sit there and clean my own house. I have to wash my own clothes. I'm the king of hate, ladies and gentlemen. Who the fuck do you think I am? You got some nerve, Phil. You got some nerve. But we're going to bring that back because I want people to catch that. Fuck you, Phil.
Cooking dinner for me anymore. Enough information to even really share with all you guys yet. And it's stressing me the hell out. And in addition to that, my sleep schedule is still all screwed up. And in addition to that, my eating is all screwed up. Because of all the life changes that happened to me this year. It wasn't an easy thing transitioning from, being in a 5-year relationship and transitioning back to being single. In particular, the one major change that's really screwed everything up for me is that I don't have anyone cooking dinner for me anymore. So, I'm on a 4 or 5 hour stream. I get done with that stream, I have to rush downstairs to figure out what can I make for dinner to eat here that I can make and then clean up after myself immediately so I can get back to my second stream. And it's been pretty challenging. I'm not going to lie to everyone.
He's right. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I won't put you through that because the video's already kind of long. And we're only a short way through. I'm sure Panda could contest to that when it comes to film. Short way through. Anyway, he's right. Lord knows that he has to be on a 4 or 5 hour stream, have to rush himself downstairs with the gout, prepare some food, slob it into that hole or that orifice that he calls his mouth, and then has to cleaning up is a bit of a lie, Phil. We all know you don't clean up. It just goes into the sink, or you're eating off those paper plates that you do in your DSP tries and it just goes in the trash. Don't try to bullshit us here at at DSP News at GTG Networking Productions. We know. And then he has to hoof his ass back upstairs to get back on his shitty second stream with the itis and the gout, and hence the reason why the second stream is sorely unentertaining. You got some nerve, Phil. But you're right. You should have a home-cooked meal, if that's what you want to call it, and it should be there every day at the same time. I don't care if if whoever it is has to clean the house. I don't care if whoever it is has worked 8 or 9 hours at a job and then had to come home and fix everything else up. It better be there. Because I deserve it. Because I work hard. Work hard. Not two things that Phil is used to doing or has ever done. You're right, Phil. I misjudged you. I was wrong. I apologize. DSP News.
Some of the things that I've tried work, but they end up really stressing me out. Like, for example, making pasta. Now, pasta is not something you should eat all the time. Maybe eat it once a week, right? It's a lot of carbs. And I like pasta, and I like making a big pot of Italian sauce. So the pasta, can be eaten with this sauce for a course of like a month and a half to 2 months. I stretch out the sauce because I make a ton of it, and I freeze it. The problem is making the pasta takes a long time. You gotta boil the water. You gotta boil the pasta, right? I gotta thaw out.
Did I just hear this? Did I just hear that something that takes 10 to 12 minutes is... Have I been drinking yet? Kevin, Gary, Greg, have I had a drink yet? No? This is one of my more sober broadcasts? Did I agree to be sober? I didn't. So I purposely chose not to drink. Okay, fair enough. So I'm in my right mind right now, ladies and gentlemen. Did I just hear this pathetic excuse just say that making pasta is time consuming? this is according to this is coming from this piece of shit who prides himself on being part Italian, right? I don't know about you, Phil, but all the friends that I have are Italian. They eat pasta and spaghetti every day, every day. You know what I mean? Because they bring leftovers here for me and the guys a lot. And good God, you're right, it's a lot of carbs. But see, the thing is, Phil, is and I'm giving you a little bit of insight personally. Me and the fellows here, we go to this magical place called the gym. It's wondrous. You go in there, you know what I'm saying? They have all different types of activities, a bunch of beautiful women, people that actually help you work out. It's amazing. And when you sweat because you actually did something. I didn't have to sit on my love seat and not do really anything and sweating it up. Yeah, I actually went out there and I did something. And then when you do it for a couple months, you go to the mirror, Phil, and you see stuff. You see amazing stuff. Like, you see that you lost weight. Love handles are gone. And for you, you might have seen something rather small. Maybe you've never seen it, but let's disregard that. The point is, Phil, things happen when you put the time in. Now, okay, Phil, you're right. You're a busy man. You don't have time for that. You're right. I'm sorry. It's preposterous to think someone who commits himself to the business as much as you do would have time to spend a half hour in the gym. It's terrible. Ain't that right, Kenny, Gary, Greg? It's horrible that we all have the time to do that. Where's Kevin at, by the way? Oh, Kevin's getting pasta? All right, cool. The point is this. The point is that you may not have a half hour to an hour, 3 hours on a good day over here to go to the gym. That's fair. That's fair. You could go out walking. I know that sounds crazy. I know that you're scared. But you are in a rather nice community, from what I've heard. The pictures that have been sent to me of your house, I'm skeptical of it, and I don't have verification of whether it is your house or not. Could have been just a nice house that someone took off the internet. But either way, you are in a gated community. You are safe from the people on the outside because you got gates. There's nobody there that's going to hurt you, Phil. You can walk around in relative ease. Your neighbors might actually get to see you. You get some sun on that balding spot you got there. It might be good for you. It might help with the sinuses. Possibly. I could be wrong. I know that you have a undiagnosed nasal drip that's killing you slowly, and I'm sorry for that. But I'm just saying. Pasta is too difficult to make. It takes too much time. I'm astounded. I am absolutely flabbergasted. Bamboozled, I feel like I've been. All these years of me making spaghetti, ravioli, tortellini, lasagna, sweating for days making it from scratch. Which is hard as hell, by the way. That's really hard to do. It's not like out the box where it only takes like 10 to 12 minutes. Making that shit from scratch, my son, it's a lot. But it's worth it, though, in the end, by the way. Then again, we don't freeze it for 2 months out of the... By the way, what the fuck is freezing sauce for 2 months at a time? You ever thought about maybe making it in smaller batches? You ever think about that? I would assume it tastes like shit initially on day one. I'd hate to see what it tastes like 60 days later. It just doesn't sound like a good idea. Maybe that's where the gout came from. Just saying. Toxic waste is still toxic waste, no matter how you freeze it. DSP News.
The sauce, I gotta combine the sauce and the pasta. Then I gotta eat, then I gotta clean up, which is washing the dishes and everything. And it turns out it takes, hour and a half to really get through it myself.
It takes you an hour and a half to make pasta, sauce, clean up? Oh my. I am sorry, Phil, for my previous statement. I was wrong. I was under the impression that could all be done in like 45 minutes. 40 maybe. You're by yourself. It's not like you're talking to anybody. It's not like you're cracking open a nice bottle of like rosé or a Chardonnay or something to go along with it. You know what I'm saying? A Merlot or anything like that. But Jesus Christ, I drink too much. But that's not the point. The point is that it's not like you're having a conversation with people while you're eating. Just eat, get stuff cleaned up, and get back up to your job. It's just like going on an hour-long break. Same concept. I know you don't know what that feels like, but that's really what it is, Phil. DSP News.
And then I'm right back to stream. You know, I don't really have time to make any kind of complex dishes or anything like that because I just don't have the time. You know, I finish my stream around 5 p.m. and then I'm back on stream around 7:30, so I only have about 2 hours because it takes about half an hour or more to get those videos uploaded. So I really got to rush. I'm rushing constantly. Keep in mind, that's not even accounting for the fact I might have to use the bathroom. You know what I mean? So it's a lot different than what it used to be. It used to be that, you know, as soon as I finished with my stream, dinner was ready. You know, I go downstairs, eat, and then just clean up, and then I actually had some relaxation time where I could actually have a little bit of, you know.
You mean you had the maid clean up, is what you're saying? You mean that you didn't cook anything, you didn't help prep anything, you went downstairs with the gout, you sat down, you ate, you told her how shitty the food was, you burped a couple times, you went back upstairs, you jerked off on stream real quick, you uploaded some videos, and you got started. That's what you're saying. You didn't really clean up. I mean, you may have cleaned up yourself after you're done with your business, but you didn't really clean up. Let's be honest.
Recuperating between streams. Now that's gone. Now it's like work, 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 work. I wake up, immediately I'm off, I'm getting dressed, I'm washing, I'm getting ready for the stream. Then I get the stream set up, stream's going, you know, for 4 or 5 hours, done with the stream, upload the videos, gotta make dinner, so make dinner, eat dinner, clean up after dinner, right back to stream again. So really from the moment I wake up to the moment that I'm finally done uploading videos, which these days doesn't even really get done till after 11 p.m., that's 12 straight hours of constant movement and work. Boom, 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 boom. And it tires me out. You know, I don't have anyone else to lean on anymore or anyone to help me with anything, so it's been pretty...
That's what happens when you burn every bridge you've crossed. What do you think was going to happen? The world doesn't revolve around you. But since in your world it has to, in that total state of bliss and ignorance, people won't deal with it. I'm surprised that Panda dealt with it as long as she did, to be honest with you. I'm not even going to call her a good woman for that. She was an idiot for doing that. She was an idiot for putting up with you for 2 years, let alone 5. She was an idiot. I think she saw something in you that she really thought could have been something. But you're a piece of shit. You always have been, you always will be. You'll never evolve past that. That's what you are. It is what it is. And people every day are waking up to it. And later on in this video, you're gonna show one of your viewers exactly how much of a piece of shit you are. And I'm looking forward to that. DSP News.
Stressful, I'm not gonna lie. And that, you know, that being said, that being the case, you know, I gotta adjust to it. I have to, because you know, this is my life now. I gotta get back to it. You know, it sucks that I had 3 years where I got used to this routine and it was working, in my opinion. You know, now I adjusted it every once in a while, but the routine was working, and now I have it. I mean, here I am. I mean, I broke up with my ex in May, so.
Stop lying. It was mutual, or in truth, she just left. One of the two, or one of the two. Either she left, or you guys mutually chose to break up. You said that it was a mutual thing. Now you're saying you broke up with her. I don't know too many people who are lazy as shit who just dismissed the maid. I'm just saying. I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong. You know, the maid that we have here, I love her dearly. But then again, she's extremely funny, and we actually pay her. I don't know what you were paying Panda. What do pandas eat? Do we? Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that, you know, you didn't appreciate what you had, and you're lying, obviously, about the situation between you and Leanna. So let's just get it together.
Early May, right? I don't even remember anymore. I think it was early May. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, almost 6 months, and I'm still not into, you know, a situation where I don't have a consistent sleep schedule, I should say. I can't.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know I've been stopping a lot. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to give ourselves a stretch in a minute. But yeah, 5 or 6 months, however long it's been since she's been gone, and you still can't get it together. You really, really, really cannot get it together after her being gone this long. What the fuck is wrong with you? Go home. Fuck the condo. Fuck the house. Go home back to mommy and daddy. That's what you need to do now. On this channel, and for the people who come to it, whether they're subscribers or not, I appreciate all of them. They say, you know, hey, screw that house, go back to the condo. No, he needs to go back home. He needs to go back to mommy and daddy. He needs to live with them. He can't function on his own. So he doesn't deserve that house. He doesn't deserve that condo. He just needs to go home. Pure and simple. He needs to go home. Give it all up. That's what needs to happen. DSP News.
Try, and then shit gets to me, and I can't sleep. You know, most nights now, I don't even get to start relaxing till midnight. So I'm awake at between, say, 10 and 11 a.m. I'm doing constant work, constant setup to get the stream going, streaming all day, uploading, cooking dinner, streaming again, uploading, and I don't get a moment of rest until midnight. So, you know, and then it's now, now it's finally time to unwind, and I start to unwind, and maybe I'll watch a little bit of Netflix or wrestling or something, you know, play a couple mobile games on my phone, but then, you know, this shit gets to me. I start thinking about stupid shit. I start thinking about, you know, this looming stuff that's happening that I can't really tell you about. The fact that I may lose my house, may have to move back to Connecticut, and basically everything kind of falling apart around me, and it's not good. It's not a good feeling. You know, if anything, folks, I would say that definitely, the new games and the streams and everything I've been doing recently during this hardcore gaming season have been the positive of my life. You know, me playing these games with you guys and sharing these great game experiences. I mean, Shadow of War, The Evil Within 2, South Park, all outstanding games, and I've loved playing through them and sharing that with you guys on a daily basis, and I think you guys have really enjoyed that and appreciated it and come out to the streams, and, you know, I really appreciate that. So, you know, that's really been, like I said, the positive focus. And it's funny because then you read the idiotic comments, so maybe I shouldn't stay up till 5 in the morning watching Netflix binging. That's not the reason why I'm up. I'm not up till 5 in the morning because I'm Netflix binging. I'm up until 5 in the morning because my fucking mind is so, you know, stressed out with all this shit that's happened to me that I can't even get it to calm the fuck down so I could close my eyes and get to sleep. You know? And some people a lot of people today have recommended, because here's the other thing too, because of the way I've been eating, I gained weight, and I knew this was going to happen because I didn't have anyone to cook these nice meals. Like, for example, one of the meals I used to always have was like a nice lean pork loin with broccoli, or, you know, roasted potatoes, or, you know, a nice barbecue chicken, baked chicken, or like a healthy, like a veggie mixed pasta. Those are all things I can't do. Those are all recipes. If I were to do those, I wouldn't have time to get back to second stream, because not only do they take hours of prep, you know, an hour at least of prep and then cooking, but then an hour or two of cleanup, plus actually eating, and it's not worth it for me to make these kind of delicious meals for myself, because it's just for me.
Oh, so you must really miss her then, huh? It's so easy to it's so easy to take for granted the people that are around you, isn't it? What happened, Phil? You dismissed her like you dismissed John and John and Howard and OJ and all them guys. She's collateral damage. What's wrong, man? You're supposed to be able to rise above that. Remember, you're the lucky one. You're the one who made it, and they were all hanging on your coattails. You don't sound like someone who's making it. You don't. It sounds like they were. It sounds like everybody in your life always propped you up, and you just took advantage of that. And the moment they left you, because that's what happened, they left you, not the other way around. You're on stream bitching and complaining about how you can't cook because you can't, and how you don't have time for all these things. But when it was all going on, you certainly didn't appreciate it. When it was all happening in real time, you didn't appreciate it. But after the fact, Lord knows I miss them. Or I'm sorry, you miss what they did for you. Thank you. You miss what they were doing for you. You don't miss them. You miss what they're providing you. The service is basically, yeah, there we go. You miss the services that they were providing you. That's what it was. I get it over here. I get it. DSP News.
You know?
Here, Phil, do this. Put a help wanted sign outside. Do that. Who knows who will apply for it? But you got a lot of rooms in there. You could apply for a live-in maid. You really could. I mean, she's not going to provide you any special services, probably without payment, but, you know, general cooking and cleaning and all that, she could probably take care of all that for you. It couldn't hurt. You know what I mean? Couldn't hurt. I'm just saying. Help wanted sign. It's not hard to make.
So that being said, you know, that's what I mean. All these nice healthy meals I was eating and I would have my weight down are gone now, and now I'm forced to find things to eat that aren't good, you know. Oh!
Wow, first world problems, huh? Lord knows I gotta find something to eat. Like you're out there grabbing your bow and arrow and you have to actually go out there and hunt. You know what I mean? God, I'm sorry, Phil. I know the elusive Whopper with extra bacon is somewhere out there in those Seattle woods. I know it's out there, Phil. You just gotta hunt for it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You gotta construct yourself a bow. You gotta string it. You gotta make those arrows, and you gotta go out and get it, man. It's not gonna get itself. And that elusive Popeye spicy wings, there's been sightings. That's all I can really tell you. There's been sightings. You might want to go ahead and fashion yourself a hunting knife, and maybe even an axe too. You might want to get that together. You got to learn how to read tracks, man. You got to learn how to do it. If you're gonna be a hunter, you got to learn how to hunt. I'm sorry, Phil. I'm sorry. It's just the world we live in.
Although some are, like for example, I've been having chicken and turkey patties instead of hamburgers. If I have a chicken or turkey patty with a nice lettuce and tomato, that's good for you. Or I'm having these nice chicken sausages that actually are very low fat, low sodium, low cholesterol, and they taste delicious. They're better than hot dogs, that's for sure. They taste better than hot dogs. I love them. And that's cool, but the thing is I can't eat that every fucking day, you know? So then I alternate between other things. And then there's 1 or 2 days a week where I have to eat out, because, like, for example, the one day that I go out to run my errands, you know, like go grocery shopping and stuff, I don't have time then to come home and cook a big meal, so I just grab something quick on the way home. So I'm eating fast food at least 1 to 2 times a week, which isn't good, obviously, right? But it's necessary. I mean, nothing else I can do about it. Oh my God, Sweetie.
You know what, man? I haven't heard. I don't even hear desperate housewives complain about their weight as much as you do. I gotta be honest, like, you are really, really, really concerned about your weight in a way that, yet again, I haven't heard women speak about their weight in the way that you do. To be honest with you, yeah, Phil, I'm shocked. I am very, very shocked on your situation. It's a terrible tragedy, to say at the very least. Jesus Christ. Do this.
Back Wheel says Rachel Ray does it in 30 minutes. If you actually believe that Rachel Ray makes any meal in 30 minutes, you are very gullible. Because, yeah, Rachel Ray's 30-minute meals means 30 minutes to cook, not 30 minutes to prep. And that's the fucking bullshit about Rachel Ray's nonsense. Oh, yeah, you know, 30 minutes to make the meal, but it takes fucking an hour to prep everything to get ready to cook it beforehand. So then it's not a 30-minute meal, it's a lie.
Well, last time I checked, she does that on television, and you can actually see that. If I remember correctly, you can see that on live stream where she does that in real time too. Either way, well, let's go with your scenario since you know so much about Rachel Ray. I did not know that Phil was a Rachel Ray fan. I am too. She's sticking all the right places, and I enjoy that. And she loves food, and I love that too. And she's actually a generally happy and very kind-hearted individual. And I definitely enjoy that. So, those are very good qualities. But, either way. So, let's go by your logic, Phil. About an hour worth of prep, and then 30 minutes worth of cooking. Fair enough. How about you just wake up an hour or two early? And how about you prep all of that stuff, place it in this thing called your refrigerator, or magic ice box, however or whatever it's called in the part of the world that you live in. Go upstairs, do your thing, and then in that 2-hour break, you know, that 2 hours that you're rushing, you take those 30 minutes, maybe for you about 45, 50 minutes, cook the meal, eat it, do dishes. You can get all that done within those 2 hours, and then go back upstairs. And since you're not sleeping anyway, as you said, this is your logic, not mine, and you're already up till 5 a.m. Oh, I don't know. Since you're not sleeping, why don't you go downstairs and write out a meal plan, and maybe cut up what you have in there and set all these things up in little containers for each meal for each day. I'm not saying that I'm diligent at my job. I'm just saying this is some common sense. Just saying. It could help you. Might not. But it could. DSP News.
So, here's the deal. You know, I have gained weight since the breakup, basically. You know, I'm not eating the healthy food anymore. I'm not. And I'm not being as active. You know, when I was in this relationship, at least once a week, we would go out and we would have an active day out where we would do stuff together. You know, walking around, whether it was window shopping or going to stores and walking around and, you know, just doing activity, physical activity. And I don't even have that anymore.
Wait a second. Didn't you say that your back is so bad that you can't really do physical activities? Isn't that what haven't you not said that before? And as it pertains to physical activities and on your day off, I don't know what that is. I know as someone who reports on you, I should care. I don't. But why don't you just take a day to walk around a neighborhood? 30 minutes to an hour. I don't know how big your neighborhood is. I've been sent photos of it. Excuse me. But I don't have any actual proof if that is your neighborhood. But you could just do that. And there's your physical activity for you for the week. You should be walking every day. You should be walking at least a few times a week. At least 4 out of the 7. It'd go a long way. But, alright. One day of physical activity and you think that's what made you gain weight. Like that, it's almost like, for example, Phil, for those DSP tries-its that you do, it's like that one Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi is gonna cancel out everything else you have there. You are one of the reasons why Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi and all that bullshit still exists. Because people like you think that, oh, I can go ahead and go to McDonald's and I'll get let's see. If I was a slob, what would I order? Let's go with a Big Mac. Let's go with a 20-piece. I'll also go with a couple of double cheeseburgers, 2 large fries, supersize all that if they still do that. I don't know. I don't eat McDonald's anymore. And I'll take a large Diet Coke. Like, that's going to wipe away all that. Like, somehow that mediates all that.
You know, what I'm trying to do is, with the time off that I'm taking every couple of months now, that's the time I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to get out there and move, you know, but it's hard. It's hard when my lifestyle is 100% sedentary, where all I do all day is stream, sit on my ass. And the free time that I get is at midnight. I can't go out and jog at midnight, you know? So...
Why can't you? You're in a gated community, well lit. Why not? You're afraid your neighbors are going to think you're a creep? You are a creep. So... You're only proving them right. What's the problem?
Yeah, that's kind of the situation I'm in right now. So, yeah, it sucks. I'm definitely trying to figure out what I can do. But in particular, in this case, the reason why I wasn't here earlier today for my stream is because the past few nights I have not been able to get to sleep. It's been this stuff on my mind has been driving me nuts, and it's been making me feel real bad, both physically and mentally. And that's the worst. It's one thing if, like, mentally you're stressed and physically you're okay, or vice versa, but now both. Like, my body was tired, not feeling good. I got this worry, this stress in the back of my head. I don't know what's going to happen with my life here. And it all has just gotten to me this past couple days, to the point where last night, here it is, 5:30 in the morning, I'm not asleep yet. And I'm like, how the fuck am I going to be awake in, like, 4 or 5 hours and do a double stream, 8+ hours of setting up and streaming games and all? How am I going to do this? And so I went to sleep hoping that I'd feel good. I woke.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is coming from someone who's been doing this for like 8 years, by the way. I want to just reaffirm that. He's been doing this for like 8 years, and he can't get it together. He still hasn't figured out how to do this, how to run his business, so to speak. Think about that. I mean, really think about that.
Up when it was time to wake up, and I was like, I'm so dead tired. Like, I just don't, I'm so everything. I'm drained completely. Drained. And so I decided to just sleep in and say, you know, I can't do the first stream today. And listen, I know it sucks, guys, because I know that many of you are following along.
Okay, so we're quitting games. We're quitting streams. I mean, what's next, Phil? You already killed one channel. You killed the comments on another channel. You're about to turn that into an archive channel if you don't kill that. And now, what is your bread and butter, streaming, you can't even get that right. You can't even do that. This is sad. This is rather pathetic, actually, but this is certainly sad, I gotta say.
All these new games that I'm playing, and you're really liking South Park. Listen, I love South Park. It's one of my favorite games of the year by far. And it sucks that I had to do it, but I had to do it for my own good because I knew if I came here, you know, I would have been so fucking tired and drained. And the other thing is, folks, tomorrow is a really big day for me, okay? Tomorrow is a really big day where I know the special event I'm doing for Twitch to promote extensions. So again, full disclosure, this event is a paid advertisement for extensions. That's why I'm doing it. But I'm excited to do it. I'm excited for you guys to come out and try out this new thing and see how it works. And it could be the future of streaming on Twitch, you know, and I could be one of these innovators who's one of the first people testing this stuff out. And I'm very excited about that. And I know it's a big, important day, and I'm like, man, I gotta be ready for that. So I decided to just sleep in, and it sucked because, you know, I missed the stream. And, you know, that's another concern is when I miss a stream, you know, it's not like it's taking a day off of work where I get paid time off. I don't. Because I didn't stream earlier today. I made no money on that stream, which I would have made through cheers, subs, and tips. And, you know, I'm not going to make any money on YouTube videos because I didn't create any or upload any. So, not only is it suck because now I don't feel good and I need to rejuvenate, but as I'm rejuvenating, now I'm just hurting myself more, right? It's like I'm shooting myself in the foot.
Wait a second. If you're not going to stream, that's one thing, but you can't upload videos? Like, that's hard? Really? I didn't realize that. That's a shame. That's really a shame, I gotta tell you. I'm sorry about that.
As I'm taking this time away to feel better. Do you see what I mean? It's an endless loop of stress in my head. An endless loop of stress. And listen, by no means am I saying that my life is any harder or easier than yours or whatever. Listen, I'm just saying from my own perspective, I'm just venting a little bit here because I know many people wonder, gee, what kind of stuff happened that Phil, you know, wasn't here earlier today. All he does is sit here and play video games all day. You're right. I mean, that is my job. It's just not a very healthy job. I'll be honest. You know, it was a lot healthier when I had someone to share this with and to make me healthy meals and everything. And all that's gone now, and now it's a lot tougher. Really, honestly. Alright, everyone, so here's the plan for tonight. Now that I got all that off my chest, here's the plan for tonight. Shadow of War. I'm in Act 3. From what I understand, I may have 1 to 2 hours left in the game of Act 3 before we get to the giant grind that is the end of the game in Act 4. I'm not actually sure how much there really is left. But I want to get through that tonight, and I want to at least get to Act 4, and then Shadow of War is either going to go on hiatus or it's going to end. And the reason I say that is I heard that Act 4 is basically at least 6 hours. Okay? At least 6 hours of grinding to finish the game. And that is crap. Because I'm in the middle of a gaming season here, right? Where things are so...
Now, wait a second. You defended this game rather aggressively over the last week or so. And now you're about to put it on hiatus. You're about to put it on the back burner. You're about to rage quit it, basically. You're about to drop it. Can someone explain this to me? I mean, and because what? Because the final act of the game might be 6 hours, for you 8, possibly 10, and you're in the middle of the hardcore gaming season and it's ridiculous and you don't have time for it, so you're just going to put it on the back burner. Really, because your views suck on it, but you do realize that you can't actually suck it off trying to defend it and then be like, not in the face, and drop it. You do realize that's not how that works, right? You know what I'm saying? That's come on, dude. You watch enough porn. You should understand how this works. You know you can't do that, right? Okay, I just thought I'd ask.
So busy. There's so many games to play. And as you guys know, just coming up this, within a week, Friday night, is going to be absolutely insane. Because I'm going to have 3 games coming out at once that I'm going to have to try to cover, right? And, I can't. I got WWE 2K18 that people want to see. People want to see the end of Spyro. People want to see more and the conclusion of South Park. I would much rather do all 3 of those things than grind endlessly in Shadow of War. I mean, just being real. And being that this is a job where, luckily, I get to control what I play in my own schedule, I'm probably going to make the executive decision that Shadow of War goes on hold until I decide to either get back to it or just never play it again, That's garbage to me, And, of course, now you get to the whole argument about loot boxes and all that, and, I am in agreement that loot boxes are complete bullshit, should not be, in any game like this. It's stupid because, it's just propagating that people pay more money for a game they already bought. I disagree with the loot box practice. However, I don't think that boycotting Shadow of War is the way to go about getting rid of the loot boxes. I think that just not buying the loot boxes is the way to do it. Because up to this point, Shadow of War has been an absolutely great game. I had a lot of fun playing Shadow of War. Even last night, I had a lot of fun.
Even though you're saying that you're going to drop it, you had so much fun, but now you're going to drop it. Okay, I don't actually understand the logic in that. Maybe I should make a DSP logic video again. I haven't made one of those in a while. But okay, I guess. Whatever.
So, we'll see. We'll see how stuff goes. Alright? We'll see how stuff goes. We'll play it by ear. Tonight is probably going to be the final session, at least for the short term. Alright? The short term.
You do realize that this makes you look like a bastard, right? Like I said, you defended this game, loot crates or not. If the game is so much fun, then finish it. Seriously, if the game is fun, then finish it. You owe that to your subscribers. But instead, it's like 6 hours. Like I said, for you, it'd probably be 8 to 10. And I have so many games coming out next week, 3, I think you said. So I'm going to have to just put it on the back burner. Instead of just grind it out. Take the last stream of the evening and just grind it out as best as possible. Try to finish it before the Twitch stream, before the Twitch event on Sunday. Wow. Okay.
Of course, now we got to get someone in the stream chat who wants to turn their own personal story into, derailing the chat.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've already done this video, already. Because Mr. Stuffs was so nice to just take this segment and already put it up. So I've already gone through this, but I'll give you just a quick synopsis of it, I guess. Apparently, a gentleman by the name of WarDogLeader had recently lost a little brother of his, R.I.P. to him, and says that he can still function and he can eat. So, what's wrong with some noodles, some eggs, hell, even cheese on toast, as it pertains to Phil figuring out how he's going to get his meals together. And Phil will proceed in a minute to go on a bit of a rant. I'm not going to say anything. I probably won't say anything because I've already done a video on it. But, and that should be the video before this, hopefully, if I remember. Or I'll put the link of it in the description or something. But I'm sure you would have already seen it because I'll link it. I'll actually upload that video before this one. But, yeah, you can hear the nonsense for yourself.
Put up with it. So I'm just going to warn you right now, WarDogLeader, there's no way for us to know if what you're saying in the stream chat is legitimate or not. You could be someone completely making stuff up, or you could be completely legitimate. Appreciate the sentiment, and sorry to hear about a family member that passed away, but no one wants to hear you make this about how I'm in the wrong for being stressed in my life because you have a situation that's worse. That's ridiculous. Go run your own stream if you want to do that. We don't, you know what I mean? Like, he's trying to make me look like a villain because he says someone passed away and he's doing better than me. Wow. Well, good for you. Maybe you're a stronger human than me. Then maybe you're a better person than me. Good for you. Go run your own stream and everyone could go watch it. This is my stream. People want to know why I wasn't here, and I'm being honest. Enough of this. They're ridiculous. Everyone wants to turn life into like a competition. I'm better than you, right? It was like I was saying earlier. Someone in the stream chat was like, well, Phil, I know you're not feeling good, but if it makes you any feel better, I've been crapping my pants out all day. Like, I can't stop crapping. I'm sick to my stomach. And I said to him, you know what, dude? You know, some people that may actually make them feel better. To me, it doesn't. To me, it actually makes me feel like I don't take pleasure in the suffering of others, right? I don't take pleasure in the suffering of others. I'm not that kind of a person, right? So when people want to compare sufferings and compare life situations, it's like, wow, you're the king of suffering. Good for you. No, I'm just sharing. I'm being honest with you about what's going on. And I'm not going to have...
And so was he.
Someone come in here and I'll try to make me look fucking bad on a stream that's my gameplay stream, that's for me to share my...
You mean you don't want someone coming on your stream and outshining you, is what you're saying?
What's going on with me with you? Oh, well, my life is worse than yours and I'm better than you. Well, good for fucking you. Go on your fucking pedestal, you know, go bronze yourself and make a fucking statue to your greatness because you can do better with meals when you have something worse than what's going on with me. Like,
are we really doing this right now? This guy lost a family member that he'll never see again. You're just pathetic at everything you do. You're pathetic at life. And you feel that you need to put yourself over him and downgrade what he's going through? When all he tried to do was give you some advice? Okay, DSP News.
What the fuck? Seriously. Get the fuck out of here, man. That is so fucked up that people would do that. Go ahead, you know.
Now, this is coming from a man who made a video on a friend of his, or allegedly a friend of his. I don't even know if they were really friends. I think he was just... It was just... I'm sure this guy, I think his name was Scott. I think Phil was just associated with people who were friends with him. I don't think Phil was actually friends with him. But I could be wrong. But the point is I mean, they were in a group. I remember Howard saying that Howard and John saying that they were like a group. They were like a fellowship, like a brotherhood. The thing is, Phil doesn't give a shit about anybody. But anyway, I guess back then he was able to fake it. And he made a video about it and monetized it and made some... I don't know what he made off it, but... Obviously, Scott's death wasn't worth any more than what it cost, what he made off the video. R.I.P. to Scott, by the way. I don't know who he is, but whenever someone passes away, it's tragic. And I don't have to monetize my videos to profit.
Well, officially, for tonight's stream, you were the king of suffering. You're the king of suffering. Good for you. Thanks for coming in and making yourself, propped yourself up on my stream. We really needed that. Really. Unreal.
I mean, it was a bit more common sense than listening to you complain about your dumb shit. Like, what you have is not even a problem. It's someone who wasn't taught basic life lessons and needs to go back home. That's essentially what is going on with you. This guy had a death in the family. I think it's a little different. I know that what he's going through outweighs you and your bullshit. But Lord knows that on Lord Philip's stream, that everything has to be about him and nothing else.
It would have been one thing if he comes in and he says, oh, you know, recently I lost someone, and so I kind of feel where Phil's coming from because he's going through tough stuff too, and yeah. No. Oh, well, I do better than Phil. Well, fuck off. No one cares. Seriously.
Oh, so he had to say it in a way that's sympathetic to you, and it makes you feel better, and then you would have accepted his comment. Okay. Okay, I got you.
And here we go. Here come the trolls. Well, I knew we were going to be here, too, because, you know, the trolls would always be here when I come back from when I'm not feeling good. So good. Everyone, please, if you're a moron, please speak up now so I can get rid of you before we start with gameplay, because we really don't want to deal with your stupid shit. Unbelievable. Okay. And now WarDog is our new...
Okay, this is where WarDog comes back and he says that this is completely out of line, Phil. You don't care about what happened. Or what happened, sorry. And Phil doesn't. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care. That should be pretty obvious. So, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I don't know if you knew the person that you were supporting up till this moment, but this isn't something that people can say, oh, well, you guys are taking it out of context. You know, Phil didn't really mean it that way. No, Phil meant everything he said. And I'm sure that later on he'll try to backtrack and make it sound like he wasn't such a fucking cuck and an asshole over it. But he meant every word he said. And trust me, if enough pressure is put on him, he may try to address you again later. But I would assume that he won't. So, it is what it is. But sorry for your loss nonetheless.
A ban because it's obvious either he's a troll or he's just someone who is just going to be here to derail everything and tough shit. Goodbye.
Wow.
Goodbye.
Wow.
Moron.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess, as I said in my previous video, we have a new detractor. So, yay. Make sure to give him a warm welcome. Because, yeah. There's no other way of going about it than that, to be honest with you. That's, you know, Phil, yet again, making enemies every minute of every day. And if there's anything in life he excels at that. I gotta tell you.
I can't take it, you know. So, alright, so I'm having a bad time, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to purposely find someone else's stream just to say how I'm having a worse time than them, but I'm doing better. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, so anyway, we're done with that shit. Seriously, now we can move on. Let's get back to what we were talking about. Alright, what I was talking about was Shadow of War. Tonight's stream will be the conclusion of, Shadow of War. And we'll see, how long it takes. What I'm hoping is that this won't take too long, alright? Maybe we can wrap this up within an hour to an hour and a half, because what I would really like to do on this stream tonight is take the opportunity to set up Choice Chamber for tomorrow. That's actually what I would like to do, is maybe set it up with you guys and get it going, get it working, and we can test it. We can test this interactive extension together right now, because I wasn't given any requirement that I cannot use it myself or anything like that. I was told, I just have to stream during this certain criteria and use it, but I would definitely like to set it up and make sure that this works for tomorrow.
What you should do is you should finish Shadow of War tonight, and then, since you're thinking about having a pre-stream tomorrow morning, which is actually today, anyway, just that pre-stream, test it out and get everything done there. Which really means you're going to ask people in your chat to help you set it up. But do it then. Finish the game, because you are a gamer. Finish the game, and then tomorrow, set up. Early. And so you can have everything together. You literally can play that game up until it's your time to go on Twitch. You could do that. Whatever.
Yeah, if you're not aware, folks, tomorrow, the special interactive stream I'm doing is I'm going to be playing this special version of Choice Chamber, and an extension will be enabled where you're just going to be able to click on the stream and, be able to interact with the game, actually directly affect what happens in the game, okay? So I'm very interested in doing that, tonight to get it working, so tomorrow I can just turn on the stream and it works, rather than, oh no, now we're having technical difficulties or whatever, okay? Danny Dingus tipped $1. Is there any chance the relationship will have a rebound? Hope you feel better, Phil. No. No. And you know what? Well, again, this is something I'm never going to talk about publicly, because our business was our business. But the way that things went and the way that it fell apart and ended, it's not a situation where it would ever come back together. Let's put it that way. I would much rather move on, and if I were to find someone else, in the future, that's great. But it's definitely not going to be a situation where I'm going back to the old relationship. No. Thank you to YOLO.
Interesting. So you didn't say anything about if she finds somebody else. It's if you find somebody else. Okay. So you're continuing to look for another housemaid, but I would assume that you actually did try to get back together with her. But then, when we go back to that emergency stream where you basically aired out her private, situation and information, kind of like what you did with John in those text messages. It's funny how when you do that, that's when people start disappearing. And the thing is, in Panda's, to directly address Panda, if she would oust John out like that, what made you think he wouldn't do that to you? I'm just saying. You saw how he did John and Howard and the rest of those guys. What made you think you were safe? I'm just asking. You'll never answer that question. I mean, because you're not online anymore. But you would have never. You weren't any safer than anybody else. You weren't any more protected than anybody else. So, yeah, what happened happened. And if he would do that to somebody else, he'd do it to you, which is exactly what happened. And he monetized that video, and he bleeded it for everything it was worth. So. And yet again, him downplaying it and acting like, oh yeah, I'll never go back to her. I'm never going back to that old relationship. I'm going to look for something new. Like another person would put up with your bullshit, especially after how you ousted her. You think another woman wants to run into that? Really? Must be amazing living like that. It really must. DSP News.
Stopper. She had a 10-bit cheer and says, is it tougher being single as you get older? I'm just 17, so I don't know. It depends, you know, because there's some things, honestly, that are better and there's some things that are worse, you know. Obviously, being alone and not having the constant companionship sucks, and not being able to share responsibilities sucks, because that's a big part about being an adult, is being able to share a big amount of responsibilities, you know. When I moved out here to Washington, it was under the premise that I was going to be with my girlfriend at the time. Not, oh, I'm moving to a big house and I'm by myself. I would have never bought this house for myself. Hell no. For me, I don't need, you know, there's an extra office I don't need. I don't need the bedroom that big. I certainly don't need a living room and kitchen as big as they are. That was for us to share. You know, at that point, we didn't even know what we were going to do. If eventually we were going to have a family or whatever. We didn't know what was going to happen. When we moved out here, it was kind of a new thing. So, you know, yeah, as you get older and you get into both financial and personal responsibilities, being by yourself gets tougher, you know. Now, I'll be honest, I've been in relationships on and off my whole life. This last one I was in was the longest one I was ever in, 5 years. But, I mean, for a large portion of my life, I was single, meaning living alone. And I'm okay with that. I'm not one of those people who get so lonely because I'm alone or whatever. Trust me, I've got more than enough going on in my life to occupy my time. In fact, that's kind of the problem, is I have too much going on. Between the streaming and having to cook it out for myself and do all this shit, the downtime I get is negligible. Getting a few hours at night, at midnight, to relax is not, you know what I mean? It's not great. That's why I've been taking a time out every couple of months here to try to help myself kind of rejuvenate. It does. It's tough, man.
All right, let me jump in. So you wouldn't have bought that house if it wasn't for her. So I would assume the deal is that she can get away from her family, you buy her a nice house, she takes care of it and all of its responsibilities, and you just make the money. I would assume that's what the deal was. There was no sharing. She does everything, you benefit, and you work, if you want to call that working. Fair enough. That wouldn't have been an easy thing. That's not a hard thing to say. It's very obvious with all that stuttering and all that berating and shit that that's really what it was. There was never any love there. She was merely there at your beck and call, and that's it. As it pertains to any of your previous relationships, I don't know of any of them, so I don't care. At least not yet, until, you know, until like stumble across something and whatnot. I gotta say, you're possibly the worst type of person. It's by far you're the worst type of person. And it's amazing how, like I said, after you oust people, they end up disappearing on you. And which leads to another point that I like to make is about how you're not one of these people that are lonely. You know what I'm saying? You don't need necessarily people around you because you have so much to occupy your time. That's funny. Weren't you sending drunk text messages to Howard and, you know, John and maybe a few other people? You know what I mean? You did do that. You probably still do that. They just don't answer you back and they don't publicize it. So that would be a lie too, because you have a history of doing that. So you are kind of lonely. It's not like you have anybody really to talk to. So yet again, let's be a little bit more honest with ourselves. And the way you treat people it tells me, at least, I can only speak for myself on this, that you are a lonely person, and rather miserable at that. But then again, all the people that you would want to be associated with, you can't go back to them. You know what I'm saying? You can't get Leanna back. You can't get John back. You can't get Howard back. You can't get any of your chums that you screwed over at one way or another back home. I know you said you have 2 more friends that you talk to on a regular, but how much do they really trust you? And, you know, especially what you end up doing to WarDogLeader. I mean, if that doesn't wake up some more of your fan base, I don't know what will. You know what I'm saying? So you really don't have anybody. And you're scared of letting people in because you're scared that they're going to oust you later. You're blatantly paranoid. That's very obvious. And this right here, and you do stuff to other people to give yourself a reason to be scared of other people. I mean, how much longer does this continue to go on? I'm just saying. I mean, I know a lot of people say you're hard-headed. A lot of people say it's perseverance. I don't know what it is. but I would say, given what this video has said, I don't know exactly what your mental state is, but it's not very good. And I would be scared to see what happens to you around the holidays when it really drums in on you that you're not really talking to your parents for whatever reason. We're still investigating that. You don't have really any friends to talk to. You have no one living with you that really share that with. I'm wondering what the holidays are going to be like. So those gin and tonics, I think that's your drink of choice. You should add more variety to your drinking. I'm not saying you should drink. I'm just saying if you're going to drink something more than gin and tonic. But I assume that's going to be flowing rather heavily. Just saying. DSP News.
It is.
Oh, by the way, fellas, this year's holiday party, I'm thinking of eggnog and E&J. What do you guys feel about that? Yay? Nay? We'll put it on the list. All right, fair enough. Just make sure we have eggnog, though. Just like, it doesn't have to have alcohol in it. Just make sure we have eggnog. I love eggnog. I love eggnog. DSP News.
All right, shout out to Avira, who did a 10-bit cheers. He says, stop watching Netflix close to bed. Modern screens make it very hard for the human brain to get ready for sleep. Nah, dude, again, it's not that. That's not the problem. That's not the problem. It's not that, oh, I'm watching television and now I'm wired. It's the fact that there's all this stressful shit going on in my life. If this stuff wasn't going on, I could get right to sleep. That's the problem, is the stressful stuff. It's not me watching Netflix before bed. It's that I have too much stress. The frog in my throat to the 10-bit cheer says, you're saying you're in the right. I don't even know what you're talking about. Probably angry that I was angry that someone was trying to make a pity party out of my stream chat. Please, let's not get back to that subject. And shout out to Big Daddy Dubs, who did a 100-bit cheer, and he says, Phil, if you're still worn out, get some of those Choco Malos. Oh my god, remember those Choco Malos? That was from, if I remember correctly, I think I got those off of ThinkGeek. That was a website back in the day, when I was first starting on YouTube and I just started to make money.
Nice way to deflect, Phil, and try to change the subject. Very clever. Not really.
Money, okay? And I was making good money, like crazy good money, off of the YouTube videos, okay? I had a lot of disposable income. You know, back then I was single, I didn't have a giant house, I didn't have 2 more.
Speaking of which, I would love to hear what you guys think Phil was making at that time. Just throw out a round number on what you think he was making, you know, that year. You know what I mean? So if you guys have any idea, you guys been kind of throwing some figures around while watching this video or watching other videos from other detractors and so on and so forth. And just from what you've heard, what you've seen thrown out, just throw some figures at me. I'd just love to hear what you guys say. You know what I'm saying? Or what you guys think. Very much appreciate it. DSP News.
Mortgages. So I had a ton of disposable income. I was like, what am I going to do with all this? Let me just buy a bunch of stupid shit off of this website, ThinkGeek, and I could...
Instead of maybe paying more money each month on the mortgage on the condo, you might have been able to... I'm not saying you would own it by now, but you would have probably paid a large amount of it off, but instead you bought bullshit. Just like Howard and John said. You didn't pay anybody, you refused to pay anybody for Project 7. Well, John got his money, but you refused to pay anybody else, and then they come by your house and you got all this extra bullshit that don't make no sense, and the next thing you know, they pull in and you have this really nice BMW, and how the fuck do you think that made them feel? Oh, you didn't think about that, because you're the king, and it's only about you. You're right, I'm sorry.
Do this stuff for DSP Tries It, and that's why a lot of the earlier DSP Tries It episodes was me testing out just random shit. And, you know, one of them was Choco Malos, chocolate-flavored marshmallows that had caffeine infused in them. Ridiculous, so bad for you. Oh, my God. Caffeine and sugar all in one. Fuck. Killing yourself, but... Give me 1 second, because I think I might smell something funny. I just want to make sure I'm not actually smelling anything funny before we start. I don't see smoke or anything, but just going to double check. Everything seems alright. Let's see.
I hear taking a bath could help with that, too, by the way, Phil. Or a shower. Using deodorant, body spray. I wouldn't recommend cologne if you're not clean. Just saying.
Hold on, I'm just going to check this staircase just to make sure nothing's going on downstairs. That looks okay. Ugh. Alright, no, I think we're good. I didn't see or hear anything or smell anything. I must have got a whiff sometimes because I have my window open when I play in the fall and winter because it keeps the office cool. A whiff of something might have blown in the window. I'm like, what was that? You know, but no, I don't smell anything now. Okay. Maybe it's the ghost downstairs. So it says someone's token downstairs. Yeah, it's the ghost downstairs token up in my living room.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So this was a long one. My apologies that it was a long one, but I thought, it was a good video. Yet again, a little longer than I would have thought. That I probably would have wanted to put out, but I'm glad if you stuck all the way to the end. I very much appreciate it. This is what Phil's going through. You. Excuse me. This is what Phil's going through. A bit of that Georgia Kush apparently must have came through. But yeah, you know, actually, Seattle has good. Anyway, whatever. Apparently, yes, some ghost downstairs was toking up. Apparently, through the screen, I actually caught a whiff of that too. Not very good, actually. Whatever. Yeah, guys. So that's the situation with that. Phil, yet again, proving that he's one of the worst human beings in existence. It makes you lose hope in humanity just a little bit. But it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, this was DSP News. Thank you yet again for staying through for the broadcast. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves. Because the world is a very, very dangerous place with people like Phil in it. This is DSP News, signing off.
Me. I'm not that pretentious, and it's hilarious because I go to the bookstore and I see all these books by YouTubers and none of them sell. I'm not even kidding you, like they're always in the bargain section. It still gets me. Last year, a year ago, I went to Target and in the discounted section, a giant stack of PewDiePie's book, because no one bought it, because no one wants to read a fucking book by a Muppet. And it's sitting there and I took a picture of it, alright, and PewDiePie commented because he was so butthurt that his book is stupid and only, you know, morons who watch his shit would even buy it. He commented on my Instagram post saying, oh, Phil's just angry because he can't read. It's like the dumbest, stupid response. But that's what I mean. Like, these YouTubers think that they're important. And they're so over important that they have to write books and shit. When in reality, they just fucking make stupid videos and they should be happy that they make $1 doing it. And I would never over presume myself to be so important